fu in Brasil. Quel sismo fu trovare che stamene uttarana i cani spopati stellelore trovare smeke kaha somani temole bombere di hashtag benesmo skate atika saba di faksama
The blasting and projection and maybe on ejection of the concepts of future exposures at the time of my present here and Henry Strabel.
Welcome, Brother Stravel.
I was suspecting that in behalf of what maybe this item of this exposure will be to the civilization at this time on Earth. I'm curious.
I'm very pleased that you're here because there are several questions that would be interesting to hear what you have to show us and to teach us about future events.
Future events coming from the exposure or future events coming only from the effect of being on Earth?
We could say on both situations because the exposure will also have an effect.
First of all, present you to me.
I am RACHEL MARGIE DUVALL. I represent Americans and their allies, and also on behalf of humanity, and this will be organized so that we can answer the questions correctly accordingly.
What? Despite of all the events that will happen to this humankind in the future, coming out from the 2010, there are a lot of plans to this humanity. One of them is one which is related to the gene. Our something is related to the gene. There's no aspect of the explosion inside of the gene that we under or not rely or not depart to the deployment of each part of the gene. When you need to explode the gene to the humankind, it will happen all the exposure of our own country to the rest of the world. It all depends on the exposure. I will put a point in perfect position, the point of our ships in direction towards the air, but especially to the focus. Or can you explain to the general public what is the focus or the focus Oriano?
Yes, the focus Oriano is, or the focusor is the code or name given to America or the United States, but on a futuristic level. It is the futuristic code of the United States.
The possibility of the expansion of our own field, our own atomic field, I'm representing at the Kronos civilization, which are the United States of the future. This means that when our own field of energy, atomic field, will be expanded all over the world, this will be a real thing that will be happening on the future coming on from the 2010 forward. For that, in this net, I and my civilization will be in the advertising and the warnings to all over the world that all that will be happening in the future cause of the exposure, maybe our expansion of our own field on all over the world, but first of all, we need to know and you, as civilization, if is it real, your presence on Earth.
That is the expansion. I'm speaking on behalf of the Americans, and I would like to know if this expansion will it will explode the gene, and that means that the expansion will, as you say, go all over the planet. Which will then show what is real and what is not real, because that expansion will cause the reality to be.
Depends all of the many things of the earth. This means, listen to me up, okay?
Yes.
Carefully. Maybe not sure that all my words will be show up to all the world. Maybe you need to cut off or you cut off some of my words if you consider that it's not necessary or it's dangerous to the humankind at this point of the conscience for that. If you are talking to me on behalf of the humankind, of the Americans, I will consider you, and I will consider you the proper know which part will be necessary to cut off or to cut off of my words to where